When you think of fast cars, you typically think of cars with 6 cylinders and up, or at least a good 2-liter turbo engine. And this is true, small engines just can't compete with the bigger engines. But how fast can you make a car with only 2 cylinders? That's the question. So the rules are simple. The cars are allowed to have a turbo but only 2 cylinders. Yeah, so all the cars on the list is going to have 2 pistons, and we're just going to see which are the fastest 2-cylinder cars ever made. First on this list, the Toyota Sports 800. This is an interesting little car. It's technically a sports car, but with an 800cc twin-piston engine. And this little thing is actually quite fast for a 1965 twin-piston car. So it's an old carbureted motor that produces a total of 45 horsepower. Yeah, not exactly a lot, but the little thing only weighed 580 kilograms, which meant you had a tiny little go-kart that could do 160 kilometers per hour and did 0 to 100 in 13 seconds, which is shit. But she was a really good little car in the corners. So some might even say without the Sport 800 the Supra would never have existed, which I really disagree with, but I still had to put it in the video to make the video longer. Up next is the Fiat 500 Twin Air. The Fiat is one of the most fuel efficient cars you can buy at the moment. Fiat claims that this tiny car does 29.2 kilometers per liter, which is insane, and for you American bros, that's 68.9 miles per gallon. But this isn't a list about fuel economy. We are talking about speed and power. So how much power do you think is hiding under this mean little car's hood? Well, she produces 105 horsepower out of a 900cc twin-piston engine, which is actually not bad. It does have a turbo, but still 105 horsepower and 145 Newton meters of torque out of a 2-cylinder is really impressive. Anyways, 0 to 100 is reached in 10.6 seconds, which is slow, but once again, it's not bad. Next up, the Panorama 24. The Panorama 24 is a compact 2-door coupe that was produced between 1964 and 1967. Okay, so this is the slowest car on the list, but it only produced 50 horsepower and weighed 840 kilograms, so we can't exactly expect a rocket ship. 0 to 100 is reached in a whopping 21 seconds, and she had a top speed of 150 kilometers per hour. But this is a totally drivable car. Yes, it's slow as dog, but in town you can kind of use it. But before we go on, I just want to say thank you for spending a few minutes with me. If you like the video, leave a like. If you dislike it, leave a dislike and let me know what I'm doing wrong. Let's carry on. That's all I wanted to say. Next car on the list, the Morgan 3-wheeler. The Morgan is an interesting little car. It's a 2-liter V-twin that produces 120 horsepower and 136 Newton meters of torque. She also only weighs 500 kilograms. In other words, this thing is actually quite fast, and it doesn't have a lot of rubber on the ground, so you can have a lot of fun. And I would love to drive one of these one day, but I digress. The fastest car on this list so far was a 10-second 0 to 100. So how fast do you think this is? 0 to 100 is reached in under 5 seconds, so we are having the best time on the list. Okay, it's the biggest engine on the list too, and the lightest car, so it should be the fastest, but still, it's a really awesome car, and I really want one. Okay, so this is the last car on the list, and it's pretty cool, and pretty expensive. It's called the XL Sport, and like the other cars on the list, it's a 2-cylinder car. And if you zoomed in on the car, you might get an idea of what engine it has. Yes, this is a Ducati powered VW. Like the bike, the 1199 Superleggera heart has been transplanted over into the VW, and the result is a 200 horsepower 12,000 rpm V-twin powered car that reaches 60 in 5.7 seconds and tops out at 170 miles per hour. She only weighs 890 kilograms, which means she will probably be a monster on track. The car is going for sale at £55,000, and all units were sold out before the car was even launched. But anyways, I hope you guys found that video interesting at least. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've got many more car videos, like on specific cars. I've got list videos just like this one, and then I've got bike videos, and I've got a build series on my personal car. I've got a lot of stuff. Go through it, see if there's something you like. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers,
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the peace.